piled into the barriers here, went over the darn bank there, coming up to the Lena Bay Ferry. That would have sucked.
We made it onto the ferry and beyond Kamloops now. We're on the Coquihalla. And it's pretty drizzly, rainy, but we're smoking right along there, doing the 120 kilometers an hour speed limit. Just getting our way over the top and trying to get down to the lower mainland.
Well, we're just going down through the lower mainland here. Basically, we're at Chilliwack. Pretty much rained all the way. It's not as hard as I anticipated, but we're not near Vancouver yet. We'll see what happens.
Well, here we are. We're parked down here in Squamish, JR Transport Yard, and of course he's got some cool old stuff parked. I'm parked right beside this. This is an old Haze. I don't know what year it is. Looks like out of the 40s probably, maybe. An old Haze, probably a gas pot, 4-wheel drive. It's got the old literal suicide doors. There's no paneling or nothing. You just like step in and out. They don't open or nothing. You just step in and out. Got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 levers in there to operate this thing. Oh, I see they got the jerry-rigged jerry can for gas. When they start this up to run it around, you got your real authentic split windshield. I don't know what this big thing in the back here other than a headache rack, but it might be fuel tank, etc., etc. Well, no, there's a saddle tank down here. So I don't know what that big box is all about. Pretty stout anyway. And for the trailer, the bunk for the hauling logs, it's just a wooden pole that slides in this set of wheels here. So you throw that in the ground and load her up and haul 5 or 6 logs. Who knows? Doesn't really look like it's very heavy at all, but it's what they had in the day, and that's the way they worked it to death. Everything is cracked, broken, welded, refitted. Quite the operation. Got some real authentic old tires on it, almost a full matching set down the drivers, but the logging bunks there, they got some real authentically old tires. Just love this here stuff. This is the greatest looking truck ever. But there it is. She's a Haze. Look at that steering wheel. All bent and looks like it used to be wood, but it's all wrapped up with black tape. And, yeah, quite the vehicle. Winch up in the front. Now, I have no idea what they would possibly do with that winch up in the front, but it has a little bit of an arch to it, so obviously pulling logs up, doing something with them. There we have her. Boy, that's a real nice old vehicle. Not too far from that old Haze is this old logging arch. It's not as old as that Haze, that's for sure, but it's been really well worked and it's done its job. Interesting thing to note, I don't know where that connecting rod would come out of. Some locomotive engine maybe, but that is the biggest connecting rod I've ever seen. But anyway, interesting place he's got here, full of small interesting logging equipment.
This is Darren's KB8 that he has stuck in one of his sheds here, and he takes us out on parade duty there once in a while. Loads a few logs on it. It's got a single axle bunk. It still has the wooden pole to support the back axle there and the logs. And he just does parade duty with this once in a while. It's kind of a neat, well-preserved old piece of logging equipment. Here we got the W9 and the 53-foot hay rack parked beside this, and I was referring to it as a Haze, but this is actually a 1940s era GMC four-wheel drive, like a tandem axle on the back, but a four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, 6x6, I guess you would call it. And I was thinking it's Haze because the Haze's logo is all over the logging equipment on the back, but the truck is actually a 1940 something GMC 6x6. Quite a difference in size and obviously performance of what can be done in one day. This is a picture of the load that I loaded up earlier, a couple hours earlier in the dark. I didn't bother taking any videos of that procedure because it was dark and just a bunch of shining lights all over the place. So, but anyway, we got her out parked in the open parking lot here, and this is a slightly overweight at this point. It's over 50,000 kilograms total weight of the truck, which is over my legal capacity. And it's amazing how heavy this wood is, being soaked in the water for I don't know how long, and it's raining, so I only got about 2/3 of the bunks filled up. But it's the weight is there, so we got to go with that. I'll probably end up taking a couple of logs off and getting her down to the legal weight.
Well, here it is, next morning. We're just going through Burnaby here. We're quite a ways ahead on our way home here. But general rush hour traffic and slow down to a crawl and actually move along pretty good now. Not as rainy, that's for sure, but it's going to take all day to get home. That load of logs that I picked up there, I had to weigh it, and it was a little bit overweight. I had to go back. Just luckily run into the same guy with the same hook truck at the card lock. He turned around and took a couple logs off, so I think we're pretty damn good now to hit the scales. And get this home. We got another load to go get eventually here though, but don't know how that's going to work out. Anyway, we'll catch up to you later when we get there. Back down in the yard. We're just coming up to pretty nice piece of engineering here. It's the Portman Bridge. Fly over the top here. I don't pick up any of the details in the camera, but got all that fancy spires and suspension cables going on. We'll just come around the curve here. Quite a nice piece of engineering. somebody blew right off the highway there.
Stopped for lunch in Mr. Mike's in Merritt, BC. And here this guy's parked in the parking lot, smokestack out the window, firewood in the truck, just kind of parked there, hanging out, living the life. There's our cue. Okay, we're running pretty late there. It's going to get pretty dark, but what's going to happen here, I'm going to leave the ferry, get around home to the sawmill yard, and Arnie, he's waiting for me to come on location there, and he's going to unload this load of logs in the dark. Hopefully he does all right. I'm not going to bother covering it because I don't have enough lights to light up the situation, get anything decent out of it. So we're going to get her unloaded and then turn around right away in the morning, and I'm going to head up to Revy and get red cedar for the sawmill because he's out of wood. He'll be waiting on wood, the old Sawyer. Anyway, that's it for our yellow cedar log trip out to Squamish and back, so we'll catch up to you later.